Hey guys, Mona Lisa here, and yeah, I'm back. I think I've had like one week off because I've started a new job and that. So yeah, um, last episode, there's quite a few things happening. So we had Tyrion is being um, yeah, Danny knows who Tyrion is now because he's there now. So yeah, that's gonna be quite interesting how she's gonna be reacting to that. And yeah, Sansa is being yeah, how she's been treated by Ramsay just really pisses me off, to be honest. He just needs to go. And yeah, Cersei, yeah, things have come back to bite her, hasn't it? And yeah, I absolutely love it. Yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, I think that's sort of like the main things I took out of the last episode. Who I want to win and who I think will win is I'm changing my mind. I'm allowed to change my mind once per season. And who I want to win now is gonna be Sansa. Like everything she's been through, and that I think she could be a rightful queen in that respect. And I think she would be a good queen as well. So yeah, that's who I want to win. Who I think will win, I think is still gonna be. I think it's still gonna be Danny. So yeah, and yeah, as per usual, guys, no spoilers to lore, history books, or anything like that. I am going to be reading the books. Yeah, so yeah, please don't give me any references to the books. I'll probably forget it anyway because I'm quite forgetful. But yeah, I think that being said, guys, I think it was Chris who asked because Nymeria, I haven't. Shown her for a while. So he was asking, if I've given up on Nymeria, and no, I haven't. I was doing some cleaning, and yeah, I misplaced it. But yeah, Nymeria, I'm still rooting for her coming back. So that being said, guys, let's get started.
Your Grace, I want to
You
say...
will not speak. If you are Tyrion Lannister, why shouldn't I kill you? To pay your family back for what it did to mine.
I killed my mother, Joanna Lannister, on the day I was born. I killed my father, Tywin Lannister, with a bolt to the heart. I am the greatest Lannister killer of our time.
So I should welcome you into my service because you murdered members of your own family.
Your Grace, we have only just met. It's too soon to know if you deserve
Oh,
this.
Has
When I was a young man, I heard a story about a baby born during the worst
maybe
storm
not.
in living memory. She was eventually sold off to some warlord on the edge of the world, and that appeared to be that. And then, a few years later, the most well-informed person I knew told me that this girl, without wealth, lands, or armies, had somehow acquired all three. Thought you were worth meeting, at the very least. You have no one at your side who understands the land you want to rule, the strengths and weaknesses of the houses that will either join or oppose you.
I will have a very large army. And very large dragons.
Killing and politics aren't
No, it's
always the
not.
same thing.
So you want to advise me? Very well. What would you have me do with him?
I can't remember ever seeing a sane man as devoted to anything as he is to serving you. He claims he would kill for you and die for you, and nothing I have witnessed gives me reason to doubt him. And yet he did betray you.
Don't tell me he's gonna to save himself. That's not who you are.
He worships you. A ruler who kills those devoted to her is not a ruler who inspires devotion. And you're going to need to inspire devotion, a lot of it, if you're ever going to rule across the narrow sea. But you cannot have him by your side when you do.
Remove Ser Jorah from the city.
I like the way he walks. It's like night walk type pride thing. I don't know. I can't explain it, but yeah. So I think maybe she feels the same for Jorah, but it's too late, isn't it? Because obviously he's got grayscale now.
The High Sparrow will be presenting a substantial case against you.
The charges?
Fornication, treason, incest, the murder of King Robert.
All lies.
Of course, Your Grace. My concern is that the faith does not adhere to the same standards of proof as the Crown. I hope you'll excuse me for saying it, but belief is so often the death of reason.
Any word from Jaime?
No, I'm afraid not. Pycelle has summoned your uncle Kevan back from Casterly Rock to serve as Hand of the King. He now presides over the small council.
He's gonna throw her under the bus.
If you can visit me, then surely the king.
Your arrest and Queen Margaery's arrest, the king has not taken them well. He remains in his chambers. His servants often find his food in the hall, left untouched.
I can't stay.
There is a way.
Yeah, confess.
Confess. To the High Sparrow, I won't. I made him. I rose him up from nothing. I will not kneel before some barefooted common and beg his forgiveness.
I think it's like I've said before, you know, they're all as bad as each other. It's just who do you relate to most? And I think that's like whose side you'd be on. She's gonna break him. She's gonna have him snap out of it.
Why? Why, Theon? Why did you tell him Reek?
I was helping you. You wanted to escape. There is no escape. Theon Greyjoy tried to escape. The Master knew. He knows everything. He hunted him and caught him and strapped him to a cross and cut away piece after piece until there was no Theon left.
If it weren't for you, I'd still have a family. If I could do what Ramsay did to you right here, right now, I would.
Come on, tell her.
I did terrible things. Turned on Rob. Killed those boys.
They weren't those boys, they were Bran and Rickon. They were your brothers. Tell me why Bran and Rickon should be gone while you still breathe the air.
I weren't Bran and Rickon! I couldn't find them.
Do you know where they went, Bran and Rickon?
I can't talk to you anymore.
Theon, you have to tell me. Do you have any idea where they...
Not Theon! Reek!
I can't remember now if the Boltons know that Rickon and Bran is alive.
So have you decided yet? Whether I'm worthy of your service?
Have you decided yet whether you're going to have me killed?
It's probably my safest option.
I could see why you would think so. It's what your father would have done.
And what would your father have done?
Same.
I'd say his thoughts on having me killed were abundantly clear.
Is that why you killed him?
Someday, if you decide not to execute me, I'll tell you all about why I killed my father. And on that day, should it ever come, we'll need more wine than this.
I know what my father was. What he did. I know the Mad King earned his name.
So, here we sit. Two terrible children of two terrible fathers.
I'm terrible.
I've heard stories.
Why did you travel to the far side of the world to meet someone terrible?
To see if you were the right kind of terrible.
Which kind is that?
The kind that prevents your people from being even more so. You agreed to marry someone you loathe for the greater good. Very impressive. My own sister married someone she loathed as well. She ended up having him killed.
Perhaps it won't come to that.
I'd given up on life. Until Varys convinced me you might be worth living for. If you chop off my head, well, my final days were interesting.
I'm not going to kill you.
So if I'm not going to be murdered and I'm not going to be banished...
You're going to advise me. While you can still speak in complete sentences.
Perhaps this is where you belong, where you can do the most good.
Yeah. I was thinking that, like, she doesn't need
I fought
Westeros.
so that no child born into Slavers Bay would ever know what it meant to be bought or sold. I will continue that fight here and beyond.
Here in Slavers Bay, you had the support of the common people, and only the common people. What was that like? Ruling without the rich? House Targaryen is gone. Not a single person who shares your blood is alive to support you. The Starks are gone as well. Our two terrible fathers saw to that. The remaining members of House Lannister will never back you, not ever. Stannis Baratheon won't back you either. His entire claim to the throne rests on the illegitimacy of yours.
Lannister, Targaryen, Baratheon, Stark, Tyrell. They're all just spokes on a wheel. This one's on top, then that one's on top, and on it spins, crushing those on the ground.
You're not the first person who's ever dreamt it.
I'm not going to stop the wheel.
She's gonna let it spin.
I'm going to break the wheel.
I thought she was gonna like just let it spin and then let them sort themselves out. So she's gonna break them, so they'll have to join her.
Are you scared?
A little.
Me too. Who's there?
Ollie.
Come in.
I heard what happened. Figured you were hungry.
Oh, you're a good lad.
Wanted to ask you something, if you got the time. It's about the Lord Commander.
Yes?
He's going up to Hardhome to save all them wildlings. Wildlings killed my mum and dad. They killed everyone in my village.
We've been fighting them for years.
This wasn't a fight. The one with the red beard. He led the raid on my village.
Oh, Ollie.
How can he trust him?
I've seen the army of the dead. I've seen the White Walkers, and they come in for us, for all the living. Jon's taking a risk, but he has to. We don't stand a chance otherwise. Sometimes, a man has to make hard choices. Choices that might look wrong to others, but you know are right.
You believe that?
With all my heart. Try not to worry, Ollie. I've been worrying about Jon for years. He always comes back.
Oh, wow. And you're gonna get one guy to convince... Oh, fucking hell. I mean, I suppose the fact that he was in love with Ygritte is gonna be an advantage.
I'm Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. We're not friends. We've never been friends. We won't become friends today. This isn't about friendship.
Oh, that's a giant.
This is about survival. This is about putting a 700-foot wall between you and what's out there.
Since when do the crows give two shits if we live?
In normal times we wouldn't, but these aren't normal times. The White Walkers don't care. If a man's free folk or crow, we're all the same to them. Meat for their army.
It's dragon glass. I can't remember which one of you guys said that it was it was like mineral, and it was quite common, but just nobody knows what it's used for, what it can do.
There are old stories about dragonglass.
There are old stories about ice spiders big as hounds.
And with the things we've seen, you don't believe them?
Oh, that was the old Nan's story with the spiders.
My ancestors would spit on me if I broke bread with a crow.
So would mine, but fucking they're dead.
So she's a little bit similar to Ygritte. She's got quite a...
I'll never trust a man in black. But I trust you, Tormund. If you say this is the way, we're with you.
This is the way.
How many are with us? 5,000?
I'm not good at counting.
We're leaving too many behind.
The free folk are stubborn. You know how long it took Mans to band them together? 20 fucking years.
And he knew them better than I ever will.
Is gonna look after you. She's in charge. You listen to her.
I want to go with you.
I need to get the old folks on the boats. I'm right behind you, I promise.
So I wonder if he's going to be like a prominent character, this one. Oh, don't tell me the White Walkers are coming. Oh, so is episode 9 going to be a fight up there rather than at... Oh shit, they're leaving people behind. Oh, that's brutal. Yeah, that's... No, don't panic. But he's got the piece of dragon glass, doesn't he? The giant.
Lord Commander! Get them to the ship and come back for me!
I mean, I can understand people are scared for their lives, obviously. I mean, who wouldn't panic? Ah, shit, that's a lot. If he turns, then... Oh, is that because his sword, is that his sword is like Valyrian steel? No? They didn't get Jon, did they? Oh no. That was her weakness, wasn't it, kids?
Dragon glass!
Fuck the glass! We're gonna die here!
I thought they were calling them back. Oh. Get out, get out! Do not let Tormund die, seriously. So they've just gained a hell of a lot more people. I mean, at least they got some people out, like, ah, shit, it goes all the way out to... Wow. That was a really good episode. There wasn't as many sort of separate storylines in this one, but it was really good. And yeah, I mean, at first, sort of like how the ending game came across with Jon and that, I thought, oh, okay, maybe episode 9 is not gonna be like the battle of like Winterfell. I thought it was gonna be like a battle up there, but yeah, that's done now. So I think next episode is gonna be Winterfell. But yeah, let's go through it. So yeah, if you're on YouTube, the sort of outro here or review is going to be cut down, and you can go on my other site or on Patreon to watch that. Otherwise, it's going to be cut down. But yeah, so we had the beginning with Tyrion and Jorah being introduced to Dany, and they were sort of talking, you know, why. Dany was like, why should I spare you? And Tyrion's like, well, you know, even though my Lannister, I killed both my parents and that, and she sort of decided that yeah, she wasn't gonna kill him. So yeah, like Dany was asking Tyrion, you know, why she should spare Jorah, and Tyrion was like, well, Jorah is not the man that he was back then. You know, he's devoted to her, and you know, he's in love with her, and I think she's got some very strong feelings for Jorah as well. I think that's why, like before, when she told him to get out of the city, she didn't kill him. Yeah, she definitely feels something for him, and you know, it was a big blow that he sort of, well, no, not sort of, he betrayed her, but you know, people change, don't they? And yeah, I think they both care for each other. I think obviously even though he was there on like, he was there spying, he was there with her from the beginning. So yeah, so it's hard to kill this guy, isn't it? And luckily she didn't. So yeah, she let him go, and yeah, he went back to the guy who bought him, and he was like, I want to fight, and yeah, he doesn't give up, does he? But it does look like the grayscale is spreading a bit, isn't it? It wasn't as big as it was before, but no, it's bigger than it was before. But yeah, we'll see what happens there. But I really hope it's not gonna kill him. I hope something weird's gonna happen, like he is gonna turn into like a stone man and bring an army to fight the White Walkers or something. I don't know. So yeah, we went over to the Arya. I really don't enjoy that storyline. I don't get it, and yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'll be made clearer at some point, but I just don't get it. But obviously she's there. She's having to come up with a story, like a lie of who she is, and you know, what she's doing. And I think what Jaqen is having her do is spy for him, and then have people killed or something. I don't know. I might have to go back and just watch that again, because I don't get it. Yeah, I was really invested in Arya's storyline in season 1 and 2, but it's sort of just gone down a bit from there because I just don't get it. But yeah. So we had Cersei trying to give out orders, even though she's in a very bad position. She's not in a position of power now, is she? And she's trying to demand or threaten people, and yeah, they're not having it because these are like religious people, and money and all this and that. They're not bothered with that. So yes, he was trying to make it clear, if you don't do this and that for me, well, I'm gonna have you killed, or I can give you money. But yeah, that lady wasn't having it, and yeah. I don't know if that lady is somebody Cersei knew before, and that woman, she's just turned. Please let me know. I don't know if I don't remember seeing her before, but I mean, she could just have been like Lance, just turned to that religion for whatever reason, and now she's, yeah, one of like the disciples or whatever you want to call them. And then obviously I can't remember his name. He came to see Cersei, and obviously he's experimenting on what's his name, the mountain. So trying to bring the mountain back. I think that's what he was referring to. That he was still working on that, and he was saying that Tom, and he's just basically lost it. He's heartbroken over the fact that his wife, his queen, the situation there. So he doesn't want to see anybody, and he's a weak kid, isn't he? So yeah, I'm not surprised by that, but yeah, it's not looking good for Cersei. I'm laughing, and I don't know whether I should or not, because it doesn't matter who it is. You don't want to. I don't know how I'm feeling about this at the moment, but yeah. So went over to Sansa and Theon. Theon coming to give Sansa some food, and Sansa is like, why do you do this, and why did you tell him? Because obviously she wanted Theon to give to put the light on, so Brienne could come and like help her out, and Theon betrayed her. And Theon just basically explained to her what Ramsay had done to him, and why he was basically taking the orders from Ramsay. And Sansa was like, well, I'm glad he did, because if he hadn't, I would have done exactly the same. Which obviously she's angry that he killed the brothers, but yeah, I don't think she would have, though. I think she's just saying that out of anger. I don't believe she would have. And she just basically broke Theon, and Theon admitted that he hadn't killed her brothers. So I knew she was going to break him at some point. So yeah, that's good to see. So yeah, the tables have turned now. I think maybe Sansa could use that to her advantage. The fact that sorry, I'm really tired, but because I started work and I've not done that for a while. But yeah, I think she could use that to her advantage, because now I don't think Theon is gonna want to go back to Ramsay and tell her, oh no, actually I've told Sansa that her brothers aren't dead. I can't. Ramsay knows, doesn't he, that the brothers aren't dead? Yeah, because they went to look for them, didn't they, or something like that? I can't remember now. I think so, yeah. So I don't think Theon wants Ramsay to know, because he's going to be scared of what Ramsay would do to him if he knows. So maybe Sansa can use that to her advantage and get Theon back on track and back on her side to help her. I think she could manipulate Theon into helping her, because obviously she's been trained by the best manipulator in town. So yeah, I like that scene. It was not a very long scene, but yeah, I really enjoyed that. And then we came over to Tyrion and Dany's conversation. It was quite interesting. It never occurred to me that they have quite a bit in common, don't they? With their parents being who their parents are, and their situation. Both their parents were absolutely, fathers were, a bit not quite right in their heads, weren't they? And and they both agreed that, they, I think Dany, I think Dany knows that her father, he was mad, and that was the rightful title to him for him, and obviously she's not her father, and Tyrion is not his father. They're just the kids of horrific circumstances, I think, and they're just born into it, and nobody can help that. So I think they both realized they had more in common than what they think, and I think the way that Tyrion was talking to Dany, it wasn't coming across as he was trying to manipulate her or anything. I think he really was just telling her the truth. This is how it's gonna be, and this is, if you do this and if you do that, this is how it's gonna, this is what is gonna happen. So I really think he is genuine in telling her what he's telling her, and I think she just believed that. I think she does believe him. That I think she trusts him. And obviously he was saying about Varys, that Varys is about the only man that he trusts. And I forgot that Varys, again, there's just so many little things, isn't there, that in the show, that I forgot that Varys was the one who was getting the information from Jorah about her. So, but then again, Varys, I think, that was his plan all along. It wasn't. I don't think Varys ever. He never wanted to kill Dany, because in one of the scenes where Arya was in the dungeon, she saw Varys and like the merchant having a conversation, didn't she? And so Varys, I think he's always been on Dany's side, I think, and he's just sort of been manipulating situations, hasn't he? So, like Tyrion said, Varys is the only one he's ever trusted, and she should trust him as well. So, very enjoyable scene, and I love seeing them together. That was brilliant. So, I'm glad she's going to be using Tyrion as her advisor and not kill him. So that was pretty good. I love that. And we had Sam. Then he was talking to Ollie, and Ollie's like, why is the Lord Commander doing what he's doing? He knows that my family and my whole village was killed by these wildlings, and I can see he's a young kid. It's hard to understand. You're not gonna see the bigger picture at that age, are you? You're just gonna see the fact that you don't have any parents now, and this is these people's fault, and you want revenge. I mean, it's natural, isn't it, at that age? And Sam was sort of trying to explain to Ollie that sometimes you have to do stuff that you don't really want to do, but for the greater good, this is what we have to do. We have to work with these people, because otherwise, we're all gonna die, and that's the reason. We don't have to like it, but to survive, we have to do it. And I thought that was quite a good explanation from Sam, but I'm not sure that I trust Ollie. I think he's going to turn on Jon and Sam, and I think he's going to join Thorne, because Thorne obviously is bitter with the fact that he's not Lord Commander, and Ollie, I think he's going to be easy to manipulate, and I think he's going to turn on them, and so we had sort of like the end scene, which was quite a long. It was quite a long chapter, wasn't it? With the what was it called, Hardhome? Obviously Jon and Tormund and a lot go into Hardhome, which is a title as well. I think that's just the place, isn't it? I don't think there's anything more to it than that. They're getting there, and they're going to have to sort of try and speak to the guys, negotiate the fact that we need to work together, and some of them were sort of coming around, apart from the Thens, which I wasn't surprised about. I mean, they eat people. I wasn't surprised that they didn't want to join. That didn't surprise me at all. And obviously Jon was trying to explain to him about the dragon glass, and they didn't believe him. And it's like, well, it is, it is dragonglass. A lot of them did come around, but a lot of them didn't. And they got some of the people out on the boats to go to the ships, and as they were doing that, obviously they were getting attacked by the White Walkers and their army, and it was brutal having to see them having to shut the gates on people desperate to get in to live. It's a hard choice, isn't it? But from what it looked like, it's a choice that they've done before. It didn't look to them like it was a difficult decision. It was life and death. If we don't shut these gates, we're all gonna die. So but it was heartbreaking to see that all these people that died. So obviously we had the attack and there was the fighting, and people like panicking and desperate to get out on the boats. And obviously if you get too many people on the boats, they're gonna drown, and they're gonna sink, and they're gonna in that water there, they're gonna die like pretty quickly, aren't they? Because it's below whatever it's below, I would imagine, or maybe not, I don't know, but it's very cold. We had they were focusing a lot on the giants, and obviously the giant, I don't know if the giants is like mythical creatures and they can't be turned, maybe, because he was attacked a lot by them, and I'm surprised he wouldn't have been bit by them or something, infected or something. But yeah, I don't know if like giants can't be if they can't be turned, but they were focusing a lot on I don't know what his name was, but obviously he's a character now, isn't he? So he was fighting quite a lot of them off, and we need more of these giants, because just like one whatever he did, he took out like 10 of them, so yeah, we need more of them. And then we saw Jon, he was fighting like an officer or something, or a lieutenant or major or whatever the heck he was. And obviously he was trying to get the dragonglass and he wasn't able to do it. But like Longclaw is Valyrian. Was it Valyrian steel? It was obviously special to Commander Mormont, wasn't it? I wonder if it is Valyrian steel. I can't remember if you guys told me or not. But obviously, Jon's sword was able to kill the lieutenant or whatever he was, and so there's something about this sword, and I'm wondering if because I'm just trying to remember now, so just bear with me. Like when Jon came and saved the Lord Commander from the White Walker slave guy, because he wasn't a White Walker, was he? He was just like one who'd been turned. Obviously, Jon saved the Lord Commander from dying there, and then the Lord Commander gave Jon Longclaw. And I'm wondering if the Lord Commander, because obviously they had stuff buried in different places, didn't they, in the snow, with these little pouches of like dragonglass and various things. So I wonder if the Lord Commander knows that Longclaw can kill White Walkers or something. I think he must have, because I think like Uncle Benjen or Benjen Stark, they know a lot more than I think they let on. I think they know a lot more about what's going on and what's going on. So we found out now that Longclaw can kill these White Walkers, so that's going to be interesting. So if you can have like Valyrian steel and dragonglass killing these White Walkers, and they're like slave people type things, whatever, the ones would turn, that's going to be interesting. We're going to have to do some mining and stuff and forging and what have you, so that's going to be interesting. At least we got weapons now that can kill these like White Walkers and that, so we obviously saw the end scene with Jon and the lot on the boats, and that lieutenant or whatever was like, yeah, look at this, and he had the people turn, and that's just so sad to see. It's like Jon and the lot came there to try and save these people, and he wasn't able to save them all. And it's heartbreaking to see that all these people died, and there's nothing, there's nothing he could have done about it. I mean, he got some people out, but unfortunately not enough. But yeah, very good episode. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, like I said, I was like, oh no, so this is episode 9 is gonna be about them fighting there, but no, I still think I still think the next episode is going to be like a battle of Winterfell. At least I hope so. That's how my heart is set on that. So yeah, let's see. So yeah, my top 5. Number 1 is Jon. I mean, how can it not be? He did everything he could up there to get these people on, not just on their side, but to save them as well. So yeah, number 1 is Jon. Number 2 is Tyrion. There's only a few scenes, but then again, there wasn't that many like big stories in this with this one here. So I love the fact that he was protecting Jorah. I thought at first like, oh, don't turn on him to try and save yourself. Like, that's not who you are. And yeah, he didn't. And I love the conversation he had with Dany as well. I think they're sort of like what's the word, like kindred spirits somehow. They understand each other. I think they're sort of like, I don't know if it's like the black sheep of their family and the ones who just never really fit in anywhere. Yeah, I think they got a lot in common, and that's quite interesting. Yeah. So number 3 is Tormund. Again, the guy's a fighter, but I just loved him in this episode. Like, he was definitely, not that he likes Jon, but I think he respects Jon, and the fact that Jon's come up there, is risking his life to try and get these people out. I respect that, and he did what he could to help. So yeah, Tormund's my number 3. Number 4 is Dany. I mean, she could have killed both Jorah and Tyrion, and I think maybe in season 1, season 2, maybe she would have done just straight away. But I think she's grown a lot since. I think perhaps Barristan has counseled her, because she's listening now. It's not just about attacking or her anger and that. She's definitely developed into somebody who's able to listen and take advice. So so she's my number 4. I love that. And then number 5 is Sansa. Just for the fact that she managed to get out of Theon, that he didn't actually kill her brothers. They're still alive, and I just can't wait to see Sansa's storyline. It's going to be amazing. Like, she's a very strong young lady, and I can't wait to see what happens. I mean, she's progressed so much since the first time we saw her, when she was just a little selfish brat. So yeah, they were my top 5. Bottom 5, I don't have 5 because there wasn't that many characters in this one. So number 1 is very broad, and it's the White Walkers. Like, I mean, obviously they can kill people, and those people turn into their slaves, and yeah. And I'm just like, they don't have to kill people. Like, I don't. Why are they doing it? What do they get out of it? I mean, what's the point? I mean, it's not like they have to eat or anything like that. They're just killing, aren't they? I mean, maybe it'll be made clearer later on, I don't know, but at the moment it just seems like it's pointless killing just for killing. Like, it's not like the people they kill they need for food or anything like that. They're just killing just for the hell of it, and I just don't get it. So yeah, they're my number 1. What? Number 2 is Cersei. I mean, what goes around comes around, I think, is sort of like the moral of her story, isn't it? And even though she's not on top anymore, she's still sort of threatening and that. But I think they're breaking her, aren't they? But I can't remember his name. But like the maester who came down was like, there is one way you can get out of here alive, and that's obviously by confessing. and she was having to confess to incest and can't remember. There was like 4 things or something like that she had to confess to, and she's like, "Well, they're all lies." It's like, they're not. They're not lies. They're true. So the only way she can survive is by telling the truth. So whether she is or not, I don't know. I think maybe she would, because I mean she's still got 2 kids left, doesn't she? So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. So, but yeah, Cersei's my number 2, and number 3 is Jaqen H'ghar. I don't get it. And that's maybe just me. I just don't understand it. I don't understand his faceless people and all these heads in the whatever place. And that what he's trying to turn Arya into. I mean, I know Arya is she's willing to do it, but I hope she's gonna get out of there and realize this is not the way. This is not the route she should be taking. It's just weird, man. Like, I don't get it, and I don't think I ever will. But yeah, but yeah, very good episode, and yeah, they were my top 5 and bottom 3 in this one. So the title was Hardhome, and I think it was just the title of what it was the name of where the wildlings lived. Yeah, I mean, Hardhome. It's yeah. I don't know. I don't think there's anything particular. I mean, if you could have said hard truths, that would have been different, wouldn't it? Because I think, yeah, there was a lot of that in this episode. But yeah, I don't think there's anything sort of hidden in the title. I think it is what it is. So yeah, I think I'm gonna stop here and get on with the editing. Like I said, because I'm just started working that, I'm not gonna be putting all this and all these things on the episode. For not being able to upload on time and that, and yeah, thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and you know, you Patreons, you rock. And yeah, I'm gonna stop here, and I cannot wait to get into the next episode. It's the episode 9, which is gonna be huge. It better be. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna stop here, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.